Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a big life update video. I've been meaning to film this for quite a while now and I've just been waiting for the right time, and I feel like this is the right time. I feel like I've waited and waited and waited, and every time I thought I was ready I wasn't quite ready, and I just feel like this is it. This is when I'm going to kind of like get it all out kind of thing, because yeah, this since the beginning of 2021 quite a lot has changed and our life has changed in a lot of ways. So yeah, I thought a life update video would kind of explain why I haven't been on YouTube. I also just really wanted to say a big thank you to anyone who's messaged me over the last couple of months, who's been like commenting on my Instagram pictures, anyone who's stuck around on my channel. I completely appreciate that I haven't been a very consistent YouTuber and I don't deserve some of the things that I've had, and I've had really lovely messages and really like generally nice things from people, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for sticking with me, and I'm sorry that I haven't been around. Okay, I knew this bit was going to be the hardest bit, so I'm just gonna try and power through as much as I possibly can. So to start, kind of starting off December 2020, the reason for this is actually I started rewatching Vlogmas videos from last year and they made me so happy, and I had no idea, or we had no idea, that a month later our life would completely change. I'm going to talk about this because it's a huge part of our life and the main reason that I haven't really been on YouTube, and it is relating to COVID, so if that's a bit of a trigger subject, it's not for everyone to listen to. I completely understand that, but in early January early January this year, we actually found out that my father-in-law had tested positive for COVID. Oh god, I really thought I was going to be able to talk about this, but saying it out loud is not the nicest thing to say. He tested positive for COVID. That was I think on the 7th of January, I think he actually went into hospital, which we thought was a good thing. We thought, you know, he's going to get the help that he needs because he wasn't very well at home. We was absolutely devastated that he tested positive because he was the safest, one of the most safest people. Him and my dad actually are like, have taken it so seriously throughout the entire process. I actually remember him coming round in February last year and bringing us around loads of masks before it become you know, a thing to wear masks, and he was like, just be really careful, and he was talking all about COVID and how scary it was and stuff, and he really scared us, and at the time we kind of laughed a little bit about it, and we was like, oh god, like hopefully this is going to be like a 2-week thing and it will like roll over and stuff. But he took it very seriously from the beginning. So to find out he had tested positive was absolutely heartbreaking because as I said, he was so careful. We had hardly seen him over the last year as well. So we had hardly seen him over the year that much. We'd seen him on like a handful of occasions, seen him from like the front door and stuff. And by the 27th of January we actually lost him to COVID, which you can't even put into words the pain that you feel when, so you can't even put into words the pain that you feel when Ross got that phone call. I don't think it's, oh god, I need to stop crying, god. I don't think it's a moment that any of us will ever forget. It was absolutely heartbreaking, and to be completely honest, we're still struggling every day to come to terms with the fact that he's not here anymore. Anyone who knows us will know that I'm a huge family person. I'm really close to my family, and so is Ross to his mum and dad, and there have been some life changes in the last like year and a half that had meant that some things had slightly changed, and we was all kind of adapting to like this new life that we all had together, and it was like working and everyone was happy and there was like brighter days on the horizon, and we really felt positive that good things were coming. And And the thing that I think hit so much harder is because he was such a strong and powerful person, and we always thought he was going to get through it. And every day we'd go for a little walk, and obviously it's difficult because you can't go up there and you can't see him, and we was having very minimal contact with him throughout the time he was in hospital. But the whole time I just kept thinking, he's going to get through it. I know he's going to get through it. I try to be a really positive person, and maybe during this time I was probably a little bit naive, but I really wanted to believe that he was going to get through it. Ultimately that wasn't the case, and we did lose him. And to be completely honest, our whole life has completely changed. The first couple of months were absolutely unbearable. Ross has never been, anyone who knows Ross is so happy. He's generally the most jolliest person you could ever meet. He's bubbly, he's loving, he's cuddly, he's like a big bear. He's just like, I don't know anyone who doesn't like Ross. Because he's that kind of character. And seeing him so low, I've never seen him the way that he has been, and it's been absolutely heartbreaking. Our whole family has got a hole that just cannot be filled by absolutely anything. Just to talk a little bit about him, because I feel like he deserves, I mean, he would absolutely hate for anyone to talk about him online. It's just not his thing at all. But yeah, he was extremely successful business wise. He had worked his way up to become a managing director of a huge firm. He was so hardworking. He was really funny. He had a really funny sense of humour. He loved his food like me. We loved our food together, and we in some ways were so similar. We would always, like, the four of us, me, Ross, his mum and his dad, would like laugh how much me and Paul were similar. And he was mad into his football, and like him and Ross would travel to different countries together to go and watch England play. And he was a lifelong Charlton supporter, as is Ross. And he would do anything for us. The amount of times that I've broken things in this house, and I remember once we had a leak in our ceiling in the bathroom, and he was here within 7 minutes, and I couldn't even believe he had got here so quickly. But he would just drop anything for his family, and I just have unbelievable amount of respect for him. And I love the fact that him and Ross's mum raised Ross the way that he is, and I'm forever grateful for the man that he was. He was an amazing man, and we talk about him every single day. It's painful, it's so painful to relive the experience over and over again. And with COVID, because it's everywhere all of the time, there is no escaping it. But we talk about him every day. We have got some ideas of ways that we want to honour him in our life, because he helped us so much. He helped us move into our home. He gave us life advice. He was just the best dad that Ross could have ever had, and the best father-in-law I could have ever had. And I'm so grateful to have had him, and devastated to have lost him. So that's been the hardest thing, and that will continue to be the hardest thing that we ever go through together. I love Ross so much. I've loved Ross we've been together 10 years this year, and I've loved him every single day. And seeing him heartbroken is honestly the hardest thing I've ever gone through, because there's no words that can ever help the situation. It's just, there's just nothing that can help. And we've had such good friends and family around us. I can't even explain how good people have been to us and how thoughtful. And even to like still ask now, like it's just gone the 6-month anniversary, and we still get asked how Ross is doing, how's Ross bearing up. Every big occasion, like we had his birthday in July, we had Father's Day, which was so difficult. Every big monumental day, everyone like rallies around us, and it's the loveliest thing because he's not forgotten and we're never gonna forget about him. And as I said, we've got so many things that we go for like little walks and stuff, and we talk about ways that we want to like incorporate him into the rest of our life. And my granddad Donald, who, if you've watched any of my previous videos on mine and Ross's channel, you'll see that Donald Duck is like a huge thing for me because of my granddad Donald. I loved him so much. He was such a figure of like, I don't know, I just had so much love and respect for him. And my nephew, who'd never met him, talks about Grandad Quack, Grandad Don, the way as though he knew him. And like we often say, like that's how we want our children to be. We wanted them to talk so much about him like they knew him, because he would have been the best granddad. He was the best dad to Ross, and we always looked forward to the days. And we joked around quite often and said how when we went to Disney World or Disneyland, he would stay with the buggy while we went on the rides, and he was so going to be an amazing granddad, and we were so excited for him to be, and for Ross's mum to be a nan one day. And we're gutted that that won't happen, but they will obviously still be, he will still be their granddad, but we're just going to make sure in our life that our children know who he is. And that means like the house being covered in pictures of him, in memories of him, talking about him all the time. We've got a video actually which we were really lucky to get, because it was literally just on the day, our Ring doorbell of the day that he come to our front door on my birthday, which was New Year's Eve, to give me my presents. We've got a clip of us telling each other how much we loved each other and saying goodbye and stuff, and that was the last time that we saw him. And I'm so grateful for that Ring doorbell footage, because that's like, I mean, I can't watch it at the moment, and at the beginning I kept watching it over and over again. I can't watch it at the moment. It's just a struggle to hear, but I don't want to forget his voice. And I don't forget his voice. There's like one word that I can always picture him saying that never makes me forget his voice. But yeah, that's kind of been the thing that's kept me offline really, because life has just been absolutely awful for a lot of the last 6 months, and I know it's going to be this way forever, and we just have to accept that life has changed. I've now just been joined by Tiki Cat. You might be able to see in the background. Hello. So yeah, I think I did post about it on my Instagram at the time, but I just wanted to, for anyone who hasn't seen, yeah, life has just been extremely difficult, and I've been, you know, with Ross and spending time with Ross and looking after him as much as I can, and I tried to come back to YouTube, but it just wasn't the right time, and I just needed we just needed a bit of time to recover, and yeah, so I wanted to just touch on that, you know, it's been really, really hard, and I feel for anyone and everyone who's lost someone during COVID, because it's just absolutely heartbreaking, and life has completely changed. But as I said, we're really going to do everything that we possibly can to live a life that he would be really proud of, and just to keep his memory alive. Right, this is actually my cat right now. She's just come up to lay behind me like a little seal, haven't you? Okay, right, so just kind of following on from that, this is just going to be an absolute mess, this video, so I do apologise in advance. So because we lost Ross's dad, we didn't feel like we wanted to get married this year. We didn't feel like the time was right. We didn't feel like our head was properly in it. We didn't feel like we could get excited while still going through like the hardest part of grieving, and it just, even now, the thought of having a wedding without him breaks our hearts. But we know that he would want us to get married. He was so happy when we got engaged. He was so looking forward to our wedding, and we want to get married. So we decided we actually decided kind of in November really, not in November, in December, that we were thinking we was going to postpone the wedding, and we did. We postponed it. We called them, I think, just after Ross's dad passed away, and we just explained the situation and said, you know, we're not mentally ready to get married this year, and we agreed to move it. And the only 2 dates that they had available for next year were the 15th of November or the 11th of September, which the 11th of September is our anniversary day, which is, we was meant to get married this 11th of September, which would have been our 10-year anniversary, and now we're getting married next year, which will be our 11th anniversary. So we just felt like it was a sign that that was like the only 2 dates available. One of them was the date that we always really wanted to get married on. So yeah, so that is something good and exciting to come. We've postponed our wedding. You may have seen, like, from previous videos, I've already picked my dress, but we actually seriously need to start wedding planning because we haven't done that very much. So yeah, that's another big life update. So a lot of everything that we had planned to go for this year has now been pushed back to next year. Right, okay, so the next big life update, as some of you again may have seen, is I actually launched a business in February of this year. I don't think I would have launched this business if we didn't lose Paul. So as you can see, everything kind of stems back to that. I kind of woke up one morning and I decided that my life was too short to regret never trying to do something. And it was the same with this YouTube channel. This is something that I'd been talking about for years and years and years and never actually got round to actually doing it. And one morning I woke up and I was just like, Ross, I'm going to launch my business. I'm going to do it. I'm going to launch my business. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually a cookie baker and I love cookies. I really love cookies, to my detriment actually. So you may have seen from some of our videos last year that I was like practicing making cookies. I actually watched Vlogmas back when I made gingerbread cookies, which were awful. So don't compare them to that. I don't bake gingerbread cookies for a living every week. But I bake like chocolate chip cookies and tray bakes and cookie cakes. I'll leave like my Instagram so you can kind of get a feel for what I mean. So yeah, I started my business in February. Officially I'd been doing it throughout January really and December, like trialing different flavours and boxes and giving them out to friends and family. But in February I had to register with my local authority, I had to get insurance, I had to do allergen courses, I had to do food hygiene courses. There was so much to learn, and it's been an ongoing process. Running a business and learning how to run a business is completely alien to me, and it was something that I had to completely learn as I went. So yeah, it's something that brings me so much happiness, and I don't think I would have done it if we didn't lose Paul. I think that gave me the big spur on to go and try something new, because I have to be completely honest, I love baking so much, and baking is one of those only things that brings me untold amounts of happiness. I just find so much love in baking, which actually quite a few people who have bought cookies from me have said to me as well. They're like, we can really see how much you love them, and I love them so much. The whole thing is a learning process. Like I had the whole thing with a heat wave a couple of weeks ago, and I lost all of my chocolate ingredients in the heat wave because my kitchen is like a greenhouse, and everything melted, which was fun. So I had to go and replace everything, and also, which I'm going to go into in a second, there's been another big life update which has had an impact on that. So yeah, that's been taking up a lot of my time. A lot of my weekends were like doing courses and stuff and learning about things and trying out new recipes, and some of that I couldn't really film. And during the time of losing Paul as well, baking just gave me and Ross that little bit of a boost. So of a Saturday afternoon when, you know, football's usually on or something like that, I'd bake us some nice cookies, and Ross would taste them all for me, become my cookie taster. He'd come up with loads of really good ideas for new cookies, which are like some of my best sellers now. So yeah, there's been something good has come, and it's been, if anything, the biggest distraction. So yeah, that's been something I really love. My business is called Kellie's Cooks. My best friend, who does lots of, well, she does so many things now, but she does lots of signs, lots of acrylic posts, she does stickers, she does graphics. So she made all my stickers for me, she designed my logo, she does all my allergen information on my cards. Yeah, she's been amazing. And also learning how to do all the packaging is, you know, it's a minefield. There is a lot to it, but it's been really fun and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm really hoping in autumn we can launch cookie postal boxes, which is what I'm aiming for, which I'll go on to in a second because something else super exciting has happened. So yeah, that's also been a huge big life update. Opening a business has been a learning experience. Okay, so the next big life update, I'm sorry if this video is going on for too long, I haven't chatted in front of the camera for a really long time. The next big life update, so the room that you're currently seeing right now, which is our bedroom, is not going to be our bedroom for much longer. So I did actually mention this in a vlog because I watched it in my vlogmas videos. We have decided to move, which is so exciting. Yeah, which is so exciting. So we had been umming and ahhing about doing an extension or moving house for quite a while. We actually found a house in an area really close to where we currently live, that we just absolutely were in love with. We love the area so much, we love where we live. It's just perfect for us. It's got everything near to us, all our friends and family are close by, so we didn't want to move away from this area at all. But as some of you may know, we've got a 2-bed, and you know, one day we would like to have a family and we would very quickly outgrow this space that we've got. And also because of launching the cookie business, I had very quickly filled up all of the cupboards in our kitchen and had an additional cookie storage cupboard which was full. So we was just bursting at the seams really. We also had taken on a lot of Ross's dad's belongings as well, so we needed somewhere safe to store everything. We just generally need a bit more space, and we love this house. I can't even tell you how happy we have been in this house. We've been here for just over 3 years. And we're going to be devastated to leave because this was the first home that we lived in together. We've got so many happy memories here. We brought this little munchkin home, well, Ross brought her home here, and yeah, we just love it so much. But because of the wedding being pushed back, we were like, do you know what, this is our opportunity to actually sort our house out. This is like a lump of time where we can sort things out to get things in some kind of order. Because we didn't want to do like the wedding and moving all on top of each other. We wanted to space it out. Also, we really felt like we needed something to get stuck into. So, rambling again. Sorry. So we found this house. Absolutely loved the area, loved the street. It had so much potential. It was super exciting. We really visioned what it could be. It was quite we knew it was going to be like a bit of a fixer-upper. It needed like a big overhaul of decor. It needed like new windows and a new driveway and all that kind of stuff. But we knew that it needed like aesthetic stuff, and we thought that it may need a rewire because the electrics, when we viewed it, didn't look quite right. So we had our offer accepted on this house. We were then told that we had to sell our house within 2 weeks because our house wasn't even up for sale. So we had to sell it within 2 weeks, which we did, which was amazing. We ended up having 10 offers on our house, which was like the biggest compliment because obviously you love your belongings, but for someone else to love it enough to put an offer on was like a really big compliment. So we had 10 offers and we had an offer accepted on a couple that we thought would absolutely love the house, which was super exciting. And then the survey come back on the house that we were buying, and the surveyor actually called me and said, this is the worst house I've ever seen in my whole career surveying. Which was a bit of a like, oh my god, I'm familiar with the surveying industry, and I was a bit like, well, that's, you know, a pretty scary statement because they see a lot of properties. So that was fun, and basically the house had everything wrong with it that you could possibly dream of, apart from 2 things. Everything else that could be wrong with it was wrong with it, and they were estimating, you know, it was over £100,000 worth of work to make it livable and safe to live in. We went back and forth. It just didn't really work out for this one, unfortunately. We was absolutely gutted because it was the perfect house in the perfect street. It was just in very awful condition. So unfortunately the people that were selling that house actually took it off the market, which was, you know, a little bit gutting. And then we was kind of thinking, right, what do we do? The people that were buying this house, I'd actually done them a second viewing and I could see how much they love this house, and I didn't want to let them down, and I didn't want to just, you know, take our house off the market. And we was also trying to remember exactly why we wanted to move as well. So yeah, we started looking for another house. We viewed, I can't even tell you how many houses we viewed. We viewed so many houses. Every type of house you can imagine, every state, from really good conditions to really bad conditions, because we was very much in the mindset that we don't mind a project, but the original house we wouldn't have been able to live in when we bought it. We would have had to had to have rented somewhere or lived with like family or whatever, so it just wasn't really suitable for us with Tiki as well. So yeah, the good news is we've actually had an offer accepted on what I think is a better house than the original house. It's literally the original house, but beautiful. Like, everything about it is stunning. We are just absolutely in love with it. So this time round, we're really trying to stay optimistic but not get too invested in it, because we did that with the last house and then we was like bitterly disappointed when it didn't work out. So we're just trying to think positively, and you know, whatever's meant to be will be. We really hope that this one works out. Again, it's really close to like our friends and family. It's in like a lovely area. And we love the house as well. The house is amazing. So because of, you know, the things with my business, I was trying to launch cookie boxes and things like that, but I was running out of space, and also I wanted to wait until we've moved into our new house to be able to sort of progress the business further, so the new house has got a lot more space. So yeah, that's what's kind of been happening. So we hoping to, you know, reach it by autumn this year. We would love to be there by autumn this year. If it takes longer, it takes longer, but we're doing everything we can to get everything like going and moving and stuff. So yeah, hopefully when that happens I'll be able to film some videos. I want to film like an empty house tour. I want to document this bit of our life because this has been so special to us. And we're also going to film a video, not that we're going to upload it to YouTube, but for our own memories. We was talking about filming a video showing all the things that we've done to the house since we moved in, and all the things that Ross's dad done for us when we moved in. So there's loads of bits from pieces around the house that we was just like, we want to remember that he did this, this and this and this and this, and so yeah, we're going to film that separately for ourselves. But yeah, hopefully loads of like moving vlogs will be coming. Super exciting. We feel like we're mentally ready to move now. Like, this year has been, you know, pretty awful, to be completely honest, and finding that house and then it falling through was devastating. But we're both feeling quite positive about this one, and we're both on the same page that we're thinking positive, but we're not getting all of our hopes up about it. But you know, secretly hoping that it's going to happen because I love the house so much. So yeah, that's super exciting. So yeah, hopefully when we move in and get the keys and stuff, we can have loads of home renovation videos and stuff, because the house doesn't need anything doing to it whatsoever, but we might just like paint a couple of rooms and change the decor slightly to more of our taste. But other than that, the house is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's really exciting. So if that happens, that will be a really lovely end to this year. So in this new house, could potentially have a Christmas tree in the hallway, which is so exciting for us. And the main thing that we've been talking about is like where we can put Christmas trees and the decor for this new house, like the Christmas decor. So I'm definitely going to be filming things like that if it happens, so keep fingers crossed for us, and I'll keep you updated if it happens, and I hope it happens. Okay, right, and just the last thing that I'm going to sort of touch on this video because I think it's relevant, because a lot of people who found my videos found it because of my weight loss journey. So I don't know how much of me you can actually see right now, probably not that much. So I originally started my channel because I wanted to document my weight loss journey to our wedding. Over the last 6 months, I have, well actually, to be completely honest and transparent, I weighed myself a couple of weeks ago and I was actually 2 stone heavier than I was in the summer, which is shocking, and you know, that's a lot of weight to put on, especially when I was trying to lose weight. But I've kind of come to terms with the fact that we've had the most challenging year we'll hopefully ever have. I don't want it to ever get any worse than what it has been. And so I've massively comfort eaten. When we first, you know, lost Paul, every night we was eating takeaways because that was the only thing that brought any kind of happiness to either of us. Just something little to look forward to. And also I wasn't in the mood to cook. I just wasn't there. Neither of us were. So as I said, I've gained, I think since actually January, I think I've gained a stone. So yeah, I've obviously got a little bit heavier. But I've been buying clothes recently that are like a size 18 and they comfortably fit me, and that's absolutely fine. And I'm kind of embracing where I am and that kind of thing, and just trying to feel like more accepting of who I am and not to be too hard on myself, and yes, but equally we now have a year to go to the wedding. So we've both majorly started a huge health and fitness journey. Not even just like eating well, like we're both exercising as well. I've actually, well actually not just me, we've both actually joined a gym. I've been going so much, which is so surprising to me because I'm not a gym person. I've been doing loads of swimming, I've been doing some classes, I've been doing loads of long walks, and I've been eating so much better, and I've lost a couple of pounds and I feel so much better for it already. Ross has lost some weight as well, he also looks really, really good, and we generally feel happier for eating like better, healthier food. And so yeah, I'm really sorry because I know I started my 8-week journey videos in January. Life just completely turned upside down after that point, and I didn't continue with my, well I did and I didn't properly stick to it because of everything that was going on. But yeah, I'm not going to put too much pressure on it at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going swimming like 4 times a week, which is crazy. I've had to buy like more shampoo and conditioner because I wash my hair so much more now. But yeah, so there's been lots of like changes that way. I'm really, really hoping to get quite a lot of weight off before the wedding. I've got a goal in mind of what I want, but my mind around like filming about weight loss stuff has really changed in the last year. So I'll document that as and when I feel like it's like a good thing to document, and I don't want to be like too pushy with it, and I don't want to put it on anyone, and it's like sometimes it's just not nice to be surrounded by, and I don't want to contribute to that either. So that I think there's like a fine line of like not bombarding people with like that all the time, but then equally some people really enjoy it and find it motivating. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to get the balance right, but I think in previous videos sometimes I feel like it's not been quite right. So yeah, I'm hoping over the next couple of months that I'm going to continue to get like healthier. I feel like that's the focus. I'm not so much focusing on the weight this time, I'm more focusing on like how when I come out of swimming I feel so good. I did Zumba the other day and I felt really good for it after. Like every time, I haven't got my watch on at the moment, but when I'm hitting like all of my targets on my watch, that makes me feel good. And I'm just not, I'm trying not to go too deep into it. I'm literally just like day by day, I'm like, okay, like even today I'm going swimming at lunchtime with my mum and my nephews, and that's just a fun activity to do, and like it's exercise and it's fun. But yeah, so that's kind of where that is. So I would show you my figure right now. You can't really see it whilst I'm sitting down. You may think that my face looks slightly rounder. I personally think it does, but is what it is. With, you know, with everything that's happened, if I've only gained a bit of weight, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm super grateful for the life that I've got. I'm super grateful to have Ross and her and my family and my friends, and ultimately that's all that's really important. And I don't think anyone really cares if I'm a stone heavy. I don't think it bothers anyone else. It just bothers me because some of my clothes don't fit me very well at the moment. But I just know that I just want to get, you know, a bit healthier really. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. I think the main reason that I've put on so much weight is because I've been testing so many cookie flavours and eating so many like leftover cookies and checking batches and stuff, so that's why. So I put it down to like research purposes that I've put on so much weight. But anyway, it's all fine. It's starting to come off anyway, and I'm enjoying it as well, so that's absolutely fine. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with my weight. Right, so that is going to sum up this life update video. I'm sorry that it was probably quite heavy and a little bit emotional, and I'm like, I really didn't feel like I was gonna cry and stuff, but like I think when you say it out loud, it's something completely different, and it does get you emotional, and like, you know, it's a difficult thing to talk about anytime. But yeah, I just wanted to give a general life update because quite a lot's happened in the last couple of months and life has been pretty much a roller coaster. I'm really hoping for a really happy Christmas this year with our family, and just appreciating everyone that we've got. And like, I think if there's anything that I pulled from what's happened is, I know it sounds so cliche, but we kept seeing this thing, and we actually saw it once when we went to the range, and it had a robin on there, and anyone who's a Charlton fan will know like the Red Red Robin song. We actually had it at Paul's funeral as well. It's like a really sentimental song. We saw a robin sign that said every day is a gift, and when I'm having a hard day or I'm getting up and I'm not really feeling it, I just have to remember that every day is a gift. Every day that we're here is a gift. And like, although some days are really difficult and some days are amazing, like I was crossing off my calendar, it sounds so stupid, I was crossing off my calendar yesterday and I was like, I'm never going to get the 12th of August 2021 back. And it's just so weird. Like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like I've got a whole new value for my life and like people around me and stuff, and I'm just feeling really hopeful for like the rest of this year. As I said, we're going to do loads of things, loads more exciting things. Also, oh my god, I didn't even mention, oh my god, we're going on holiday next month as well, which Ross is going to vlog on our Woody's Box channel. I'm going to be in the vlogs, but I'm not going to be filming. Ross is going to film. So yeah, that's super exciting. That's next month. And yeah, I'll keep you updated of any house updates. You'll probably see in like my vlogs and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you again for sticking with me, and I'm sorry if this has been a bit of a miserable video, or, you know, a bit too chatty. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing really, really well, and hopefully, you know, the rest of this year will be tons better. But yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you really soon for another video. Bye!